Stranger than any comet, and it's rewriting what we thought we knew about the cosmos. Me31 Atlas, the interstellar mystery getting weirder by the day.
The comet designated 3I Atlas had already been the subject of fascination from astronomers and skywatchers long before it reached the point of peril that would bring it dangerously close to the Sun. It was a visitor from beyond the solar system, a wanderer on a trajectory that cut through the planetary orbits like a blade. When it was first detected, its faint greenish glow hinted at chemical signatures never seen so clearly in interstellar bodies. It seemed pristine, untouched by the long radiation exposure and solar sculpting that typically weathered comets born within the solar system. This was an emissary from the deep cold between stars, a chunk of frozen gas and dust that might have formed before the sun itself had even ignited. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. By the time astronomers realized that 3I Atlas was drifting closer to the sun than expected, it was already accelerating. Its path curved in a way that hinted at a perturbation. Perhaps the sun's gravity had pulled it into a shallower orbit, or perhaps outgassing jets were pushing it unpredictably. The closer it drew, the more erratic its light curve became. For days, the brightness of the comet surged in unnatural bursts. The usual pattern of sublimation could not explain the timing or intensity. Some hypothesized that volatile compounds deep within the nucleus were venting suddenly, exploding pockets of pressure that acted like rocket thrusts. Others wondered if the object's composition was fundamentally alien, material not shaped by any process familiar to solar system formation. As it neared the inner solar system, telescopes worldwide turned to track it. Observatories from Mauna Kea to the Atacama Desert locked onto its rapidly intensifying coma. The Hubble Space Telescope captured the expanding halo of gas that shimmered in iridescent blues and greens, while ground-based spectrographs reported molecular fingerprints that did not correspond to any cataloged ices. There were spectral lines that hinted at metallic hydrogen or exotic carbon allotropes, substances that should not survive at the observed temperatures. Even before it crossed the orbit of Mercury, astronomers were calling it the most peculiar object ever to enter the solar system. By the third week of its approach, the comet's motion had become erratic enough that orbital simulations began to fail. Predictive models diverged sharply, and attempts to trace its path through the heliosphere yielded chaotic results. Radio observations from solar monitoring satellites began picking up anomalies. The Solar and Heliospheric Observatory reported bursts of low-frequency radiation that did not correspond to solar emissions. The timing of those bursts seemed to coincide with the moments when 3I Atlas's brightness spiked, as though the comet were resonating with electromagnetic fields around it. Scientists attempted to explain it as a side effect of ionized gases interacting with the solar wind, yet the regularity and amplitude of the pattern hinted at something more structured. It was as if the comet had a rhythm. Each pulse of light, each spectral flare, each magnetic disturbance followed an evolving cadence. At first, it seemed random. Then, it began to repeat. Astronomers plotted the intervals and realized that they followed a harmonic ratio, the same proportional frequencies found in orbital resonances and molecular vibrations. The idea that this could be a coincidence strained credulity. Discussions began to circulate in the astronomical community, discreetly at first, that 3I Atlas might not be an inert object at all. As the comet entered the region of space just beyond the orbit of Venus, its tail expanded into a sweeping arc visible even to the naked eye before dawn. Skywatchers described it as unnerving, an enormous opalescent spear pointing toward the sun. The shape of the tail seemed to twist in response to solar flares, sometimes curving inward as though bending around an invisible barrier. Instruments measuring solar wind particles recorded subtle deflections when the comet passed through certain regions. It was as if the object carried its own magnetic field, one powerful enough to distort the plasma flow. For solar physicists, this was deeply troubling. No comet, not even the great sun grazers of the past, had ever exhibited such magnetohydrodynamic behavior. The implications were immense. If 3I Atlas had indeed retained a magnetic field after billions of years drifting through interstellar space, its interior might be far more complex than a simple ice-dust mixture. There might be metallic or superconductive materials frozen within, remnants of a long-dead planetary system. Its structure could reveal the physical conditions of another star's birth cloud, or it might be something else entirely, a body shaped by processes outside known astrophysics. The days leading to perihelion were electric with anticipation, Instruments on the Parker Solar Probe and Solar Orbiter were directed to capture every particle and photon they could as the comet plunged inward. But the closer it came, the stranger the data became. Light curves began to fluctuate not just in brightness, but in wavelength. The emitted spectra shifted periodically toward the infrared, then abruptly snapped back toward the ultraviolet. Some data analysts compared the pattern to frequency modulation, as if information were being encoded in light itself. Others warned against anthropomorphism. Nature often produced apparent patterns that vanished under scrutiny. Yet even skeptics found themselves uneasy as the readings continued. Then came the silence. Roughly 48 hours before its predicted perihelion, the comet's signal dropped sharply. Optical telescopes saw nothing but faint haze. Radar and radio instruments reported static. For several hours, 3I Atlas seemed to vanish. When it reappeared, its trajectory had altered again. It was now dipping even closer to the solar corona than the most optimistic models had allowed. It was heading straight for a region of immense radiation, where solar flares licked space with streams of charged particles hotter than the surface of a star. No object should have survived such an encounter intact, and yet the light that came from 3I Atlas did not dim as one would expect. It intensified. The tail flared into a braided plume, bands of luminescent gas twisting like filaments of DNA. Instruments recorded emissions that defied thermal explanation, ultraviolet bursts occurring at temperatures far below those required for such radiation. The comet seemed to be generating energy rather than merely reflecting or absorbing it. Astronomers began comparing the data across observatories, and a troubling picture emerged. The frequency of the comet's flares matched oscillations in the sun's magnetic field. Solar observatories detected microflares erupting in synchrony with the object's pulses, as if the sun itself were responding. The possibility that an interstellar object could influence solar behavior was unthinkable, but the timing was irrefutable. Some theorized that the comet's composition allowed it to act as a massive conductor, coupling magnetically with the heliospheric current sheet. Others whispered darker possibilities, that the interaction was not passive at all, that something within 3I Atlas was controlling or harnessing the sun's energy deliberately. Every deep space probe capable of observation was redirected toward the spectacle. The Parker Solar Probe, dangerously close to the corona, captured high-resolution plasma readings that showed an anomaly in the solar wind's flow pattern. The density waves propagated outward from the comet's vicinity, as though space itself were vibrating. Spectral analysis revealed that the vibrations contained discrete frequency bands, again harmonics, repeating ratios found throughout the data. It was almost musical. On Earth, transmissions from the Deep Space Network began to register interference when pointed toward the region. The signals contained repeating patterns, faint but unmistakable. Engineers at first suspected equipment malfunction or interference from solar radio bursts, but when they ran the same sequences through multiple receivers on different continents, the pattern remained. The intervals matched the timing of the comet's light pulses. When converted to audio, the result was an eerie rising tone, a shimmering, almost vocal sound that seemed to oscillate between order and chaos. The debate within the scientific community turned feverish. Some insisted the phenomena could all be explained through natural processes, non-linear feedback between the comet's ionized gases and the sun's electromagnetic fields. Others pointed out inconsistencies, the precision of the harmonic intervals, the way the emissions shifted predictably over time, the apparent intelligence in the modulation. Data scientists proposed that the comet's outgassing might have created plasma structures capable of self-oscillation, forming something akin to a natural radio transmitter. But others began to see patterns that looked disturbingly intentional, sequences resembling binary encoding, recursive fractals, or even linguistic cadence. As 3I Atlas drew within a few solar radii, the sheer violence of the environment should have destroyed it. Temperatures soared, radiation blasted the space around it, yet the object's nucleus held firm. Images from the Solar Dynamics Observatory revealed a glowing core enveloped in a sheath of plasma that seemed to repel solar particles. It was as if an invisible barrier surrounded it, a halo of magnetic confinement. The solar corona itself bent slightly around the object's path, a distortion so subtle that it required sophisticated filtering to detect. But once seen, it could not be ignored. The comet was not simply enduring the sun's wrath, it was shaping it. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Atlas getting too close to the sun? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.